Hey everybody, welcome to the read for the week. Um, I'm gonna do a little bit of a spiel here before I start. Um, just I just want to share because it's something interesting that happened to me, and I like the way I handled it in terms of that I sat down and processed what it was like, what was bugging me about it. So a couple of days ago, a person, I won't say obviously, I'm not gonna say who it is, posted this thing. And it said something along the lines of, you can't be all love and light unless you've done the shadow work. And, you know, I saw it, I read it, I cataloged it for a bit, and then it set me off. And I was like, okay, this is a good opportunity. Why is it setting me off? Um, yeah, it's setting me off because I can I don't know about you, but it to me is completely um, an attack from the dark side. Um, I, I saw it very clearly for what it was. So sitting in that and going, and then a couple days later, also having a conversation with a friend, talking about shadow work and how much more do we have to do, and it never seems to be enough, or we seem to keep, I get you learn the lesson or you repeat the lesson till you learn it. Um, the reason it triggered me so bad is I honestly think after all the things we're discovering with all the lies we've been told, and that includes into our spirituality and what we're capable of on this planet, um, as a soul, as a being. I think this kind of stuff is part of the whole divisive victim consciousness, trying to keep us all in that lower energy. And I saw it so clearly for what it was. Um, I think, and I have said this before on the channel, that I think the the time is over for doing the dark night of the soul. That time is up. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're being fast tracked right now, and I want to say, like this friend said, like how much is when is it enough? I feel like I've done all the work. I think we have, and I'm going out on a limb here. This is totally speculation. This is a working theory of mine. You can, if you don't resonate with this, just leave it. The read will be completely separate from that, or maybe it won't. Who knows what the cards have to say, but yeah, I'm getting itchy. So it's usually like a pretty good indication of being on the right track. So yeah, I'm sorry. I just, well, I had to bring it up because I really feel like there is a definite push to suppress us, right? They know how powerful we are when we do shine our love and light, when we do stay in the light, when we focus on the light. And again, we've talked about this before. Like, I'm not whitewashing things, spirit washing things, whatever you want to call it. It's like you can start to see these things for the exact trick that they are, right? Devil's good at doing tricks, pulling tricks, and getting you to, uh, fall down that rabbit hole so that you feel you're less, you're not powerful, you're not part of this. And that's, I've noticed, right? That's what's been coming up in the cards the last few weeks, is just that need to encourage everybody and say, you are part of this. You are an amazing spiritual uh, powerhouse. And it was just like I was constantly in the cards and things picking up that people were not feeling it, and really feeling in lower and into that lower energy and feeding into it, and then thus becoming it, right? So if there's nothing else we do, it is so important right now that we're staying in the light, that we're, that's why this self-care comes up, this belief in ourselves. We have to recognize we're part of it. And when we see things like that, we have to see them for what they are, that it's a trick, that it's a trap. They're trying to entrap you in victim consciousness, in um, in division and all of that stuff. So, that's the beauty and the beast of freaking social media, right? So, anyway, I'm here to tell you that's my working theory. I'm going to keep working on this. That's not to say that things aren't going to come up, right? It's still a possibility. But I think we're at the point where it's much easier to work through those or just recognize. That's what I said to my friend when she said, how much more do we have to do of this? Like I thought I had, put that issue to bed or whatever it is. And I really just thought about that and I'm like, I don't think we do. I think that we're being tricked into not using our light and our energy because they're terrified of it because it's game over, right? It's game over anyway. Like there's no stopping what's coming. Like you don't get to do that. But like I said before, they're gonna try. They'll try to mess you up at every turn. So yeah, just interesting. I saw this post of this person. I should have known instantly because this person is like 100% like victim consciousness is my life. And I thrive on the chaos of anyway, so I should have known instantly. But no, but I was really grateful that it triggered me because it made me look into it. And I've been like kind of stewing over it the last couple days and just really, and then having that conversation with a friend. So don't, um, don't give in. Don't give in to their little manipulations and lies. And there's lots of them. So yeah, my advice is go ahead and turn on your love and turn on your light because that is what we need to be doing right now more than anything. So, if there's nothing else you do, if that little spiel didn't resonate with you, just stay in the light. Stay in the light, you guys. Don't don't feed into the dark side. Don't feed the fears. All right, we're just going to do a regular energy read for this week and see what comes up. Let's do one of these nature rhythm oracles to start and just see. Ooh, too many cards. Too many cards. Just one, please. What's the overall kind of energy of this week and what should we be looking at? I think it's going to be another big week of like just movement in. I mean, it's like perpetual fat. Like I said, we're on a fast track. Oh, interesting. Roots. I'll just read it. Look, it's much easier. Okay, roots. My roots are solid and spiral deep into Mother Earth. I will never stop growing. When a tree in the forest is sick, surrounding trees share resources to assist it. Nature thrives on cooperation, assisting others in need without expectation, emulates respect for life. When we know that sorry, it's nighttime and I'm getting old. I need some glasses. When we know that we are truly held and cared for, we are eager to experience life and be of service. Continue to grow in greater and more cooperative, into a greater and more cooperative person by tending to your roots. Imagine your spine like the trunk of a tree. Your root chakra extends as a golden cord of light through the floor of many layers of Mother Earth to the core, where it connects with her heart. Feel the support and warmth of her heart. Give thanks and appreciation. Okay, that's pretty good for the week. It's like we definitely need to be um, anchoring in. Like Mother Earth's going through like a massive um, yeah, I don't know if it's a shift for her or if it's just her releasing, um, she holds our collective energy. So when everything's in a little bit of turmoil, so is her energy, right? Because she's our mother. She's holding this all for us. She's holding us in balance, and sometimes it gets to be too much. I think there's like six different earthquakes. There are going to be earthquakes, but there's six different volcanoes, and some of the big ones like that are erupting right now. So, you know, there's a lot of built up energy, and it has to go somewhere. It doesn't just stay stagnant. So, uh, same for you. Make sure you're grounding your energy, and you're not, it's just not all over, the place until you explode. That's not what we want, right? Find a healthy way to release energy, right? Okay. Yeah. I want to do these guys too. So let's look at the overall week. We're gonna do the read we always do for this. So let's get. I feel like I have to take that because it like slipped right out. It didn't fly out. It slipped out. The Chariot. Yeah. So again, we're in another week of just really fast moving changes on the planet. Um, it's almost mind blowing sometimes how fast things are happening, but then it feels like January feels like it was a year ago, right? Like it's just, but again, we came here. We're meant for this. So it's really important this week as all this stuff is coming at you, especially if you end up dealing with something like I did, where it triggers you a little bit, is like spend the time kind of investigating why, and listening. It was my guides that came in and said, "This is a trick. It's a trap. It's trying to trip you up and get you going off, right?" So I could have come on here and been like real vile. But I've mulled it over for a couple of days about how I wanted to say it, and that kind of thing. So, and realized why it was happening. And just encouraging you to, like, I mean, if you really need to or want to, you can still be doing those dark night of the souls and the deep shadow digs. But I just think, like, we need to have the energetic focus more on what's coming, and that is going to require us to amp up our light energy. Okay. What does it say on the card? I wisely use my personal power and power of choice to do my good work in the world. Yeah. It's all like staying in the light and choosing the thing that causes the less harm to all involved, and most importantly yourself. Most importantly, the earth. Like, we've got to see, that's the other thing too, is that we've got to be mindful of this, of the energy we are creating, because Mother Earth is picking up on that. And so, like, if we're out there like creating a whole bunch of negative energy, we're gonna have, negative reactions to that. Like, it's just, it's how energy works. Yeah. I thought I saw it when I pulled it. Alchemizing. We are in a period of huge transformations of energy, not just with ourselves and our DNA and the planet itself and the grid lines. Like, there is so much going on. It's just really important that here we go, we're staying in the light, stay in the light, and be alchemize any of those lower frequencies into something positive, and don't fall for the lies. Like, we're falling for the lies. We have been. I honestly think, like, yeah, definitely things like that is like, it's maliciously put out there, not by that person. I don't think they consciously quite understand, nor are they try, are they, I don't think they're trying either, like, but whatever. Um, but it's you know, this person didn't create that meme. It's in existence, and it's just being, like, put out there over and over and over. And I really, really feel like it's just nothing close to the truth, right? They're trying to throw some smoke screens in so that we won't ascend. We won't discover who we are, the true nature of, um, our energy, our being, our reality. So again, they're going to try to stop it at every cost. So my advice is just don't give don't give in to it. Okay. Let's look at Monday through Wednesday, this beginning of the week, and just see the energy we're kind of looking at, and anything we need to kind of look at, what's happening. I'm going to take that guy. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember the other day too, where I was reading a quote about some of the stuff going on um, in the U.S., but it was about reciprocity, and you know, like we've had not just um, like parts of our life stolen from us. We've also had information stolen from us in, to keep us dumbed down and not being in that, uh, you know, in the mindset to be, to be co-creating this next phase of the universe. Like, I mean, and you've got to remember too, this is a good game. They've been playing this game for years, years and years. All right. Anyway, keep going. That's all I can say. Hmm. Okay. Well, okay. We got a couple cards for this week. So first up is the Divine Matrix. I asked for the beginning of the week and the energy of what is happening. 44. We're heading into um, this next phase and really revealing the truth, the divinity of all of this. And heading in, like, this is a portal to a much better matrix than we're in right now, right? So it's like the veil is coming off, everything is being revealed. Um, we also got dreams for the beginning part of this week, messages, signs, symbols, and guidance. Like I said, when this thing happened to me, I recognized like it was a sign. And I spent the time kind of like digging into it a bit. So like I mean, yeah, that's kind of doing a little bit of the shadow work if you want to say that. Um but I just dug into it. So pay attention to your dreams. And again, we're getting lots of messages from our guides, angels, source. Yeah, look at these cards. Okay, so we got discovery. For me, this is discovery of who we really are. The heart chakra is illuminated. Um, the uh, whatever spirit head, universe, creator, whatever you want to call it, is like we're really on the path to discovering with very soon here, like exactly what this whole thing is all about. What is this matrix we're living in? The one we're in, that veil is like being pulled away rapidly, right? All the corruption, all that energy is coming off so that we can see what is really there, right? Right? I saw a meme that said, is this the end of the world? And they're like, nope, it's just the end of the illusion. So this one, much prettier. We're heading into the better, I don't want to call it an illusion because it's not, but we're heading into a better like energy matrix where we can co-create and we don't have all these limitations. And that's I think the big thing about that message is like any of the limitations we put on ourselves, but we've been indoctrinated into believing those. So maybe I would say part of the work for this week, if you're looking for something to work on with self, is dismantling those belief systems. And again, I like the part of my hesitance with like going off at the beginning of the video was that like, oh, other people are going to be like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. This is the way spirituality has to be. This is how you do it. You can't bypass the shadow work, which I'm not saying bypass it. If you haven't done it by now, I'm sorry. You're either going to get a crash course or you're just going to have to figure it out as you go along because the time is up. Like that we don't have time to do all that stuff anymore. Um, it got us to this certain point though, right? So it had its importance, but that day is over, and now is the time for us to be discovering our true selves and the true way of doing things. Don't let someone, and again, the other thing that was the like kind of the thing that pissed me off about that thing was it wasn't necessarily directed at me. Maybe it was, I don't know. But for someone else to put that out there and say, you don't know what you haven't done any of the work. You don't know me. You don't know how many dark night souls I've had. You don't know the work I've done. Don't let people tell you how to go through this, except for me. Just I thought that was funny. I'm just here to like provide ideas and potential solutions. This I might be totally wrong about all of this, and then we can like slap me on the wrist later and say, "Oh, that was a stupid thing to say and do." But I'm willing to take a chance because it's how I feel. Anyway, we also got Destiny. So the masters are, the young ones are set to like inherit the the earth, the kingdom. Like this is our destiny. It's happening no matter what. So just like do your best to really actually it's a lot about digging deep this week and paying attention to the signs and symbols and really using your discernment to figure out what's real for you. What is real? Like what is the lie they've told us and what is real? That's the homework for the week. We got two cards here too. So the burden, this to me represents this old way of like this guy is like piggybacking this and he's like take me that way and up that mountain and it's like look how like the poor person is just like exhausted and tired of carrying that weight and like again I'm like there might be people we need to shed at this time too that is just like sorry like you I'm going to climb the mountain but by myself and actually I'm going to ascend to it because I know how to like teleport myself or fly. I don't need you and I don't need you to tell me what to do anymore. Like that's the old structure. So it's finding ways this week to kick the structure to the curb, um, and start believing more in your own abilities, right? So not listening to you know anyone, especially anyone telling you that you cannot or you're not, we are not powerful. We're, you know, we also got source. So this is all coming back to like, look at this, the circles and the sun and the light. Even in the dream card, there's a lot of sacred geometry in there. Um, so it's coming back to this, like the return to source, the return to the true essence and energy of who we truly are. So it's asking us to really look at that stuff this week. Particularly, I'm feeling like it's that burden card where it's like, make sure you're not being weighed down and held back by old, outdated belief systems that tell you you are this way and no other, and you cannot be any other way. Because we all know that isn't true. We are all children of Source. We all have the ability and energy to ascend, transcend, transmute, alchemize, right? Turning some. Oh, there's that circle again. Look at that connection. True connection is possible this week to Source and to the discovery of who we are. So do the deep dives instead of calling it shadow work and do some deep dives. You can do a deep dive and dig on it like I did. Like and honestly, what I did for digging on it was I would I didn't rewrite it, but I did write down like why is this triggering me? What's the essence behind it? And the truth of it was this like I'm sick of people saying that they and again it's the guru god complex thing, right? People saying I know this because I'm ascended and you must follow me and do it this way and it can't be done any other way, right? There's a lot of that out there. So this is about, again, it's coming back to self. What are you going to do? Like to get to the roots of who you truly are and what you really believe and what you're capable of. Because until we can have those answered to truly know thyself. That is how you alchemize things. Right. Let's see what the rest of the week holds. Oh, it's fun. It's interesting though because I'm trying to like give you guys ways to 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 do whatever to like work on this, but it feels like we don't. It's almost like we don't have to do a ton of work. We've done a lot of the shitty hard parts already. And I think sometimes now when something does come up, it's not a test and it's not a reflection of, well, guess you didn't get the lesson. You haven't learned it yet. I don't think it's that at all. I think what we're getting is just like, it's almost like a little ascension checklist. It's like, okay, how does this make me feel? Does it still trigger me? A little bit. What's behind it? Okay. And then seeing it for what it is. And guess what? I get to check that off my list. Check. That was super easy. It wasn't hard. Like I didn't have to go into a cave for 3 days and meditate and cry my eyes out. Like I said, I don't think we have time for that stuff right now. It's just imperative we're quickly not bypassing, but looking at it and like just getting to the nitty gritty of it right away and then being like, okay, I got this. I understand what this means. Next thing, let's go. Like I'm on my ascension checklist. Interesting. A lot coming up this. I'll show you this card in a minute about discovery. It's all a week of discovery. And what are we discovering? Self and how we really feel about things and how we discern things and how we internalize or externalize things. Like it's all coming up for review. And again, like I said, it's not a test and it's not saying you didn't do something, just kind of like that final confirmation that um, that we've, gone through that. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I just want to, this one's, okay. Yay, fun. Okay. Yeah. Some of these cards are like stuck to each other here. It's staticky. I don't know why. Okay. Yeah. Honestly, it's all about this week, end of the week. First step, again, there's that word discovery, opening to discoveries, the key in the keyhole. So yeah, I mean, we're poised, we're set for this big shift. It's just like a matter of being open to discovering. And like it's not just we're not just going to be discovering things about ourselves this week. The world's in that process too, right? So like more and more truth is just going to keep pouring out. We also got insight. This is a lot of working in these higher chakras. So intuition, insight, connection to source, like so understanding, awakening, awareness, self-evaluation. I can't say this like any other way. These are the things, if you're going to be doing stuff this week, we really need to be like focusing in um, on knowing ourselves, like and a self-evaluation, like where am I at right now? Is there like a couple things that are still triggering me, and like do I need to do more work? I'm sure the answer you'll find is not very much, but like it does require us to observe it and investigate it, right? Or you might have to alchemize it. You might have to turn the lead into gold, right? And how do you do that? Like by in that process, in a energy process, it's like it's recognizing everything for what it is and formulating what your truth is around it and how it makes you feel and what you need to do to like make it golden. See, the golden future is upon us. We'll read those cards before we finish. Interesting. We got the completion card. So I always just like this card. I mean, so like if a lot of you are despairing right now and you're just like, there's so much going on, it's too much. Like, we're close to. I don't want to say the end because I think there's a long way to go, but we're close to certain stages of completion where we can mourn, grieve, know that everything. is taken care of and held by spirit, and that the new dawn is right behind us. And when we're ready, we just need to turn around and and head towards the new. We also got the soulmate card, which is interesting. I never take this as soulmate, but this for me is like this card is the picture. It's all about our third eye, our seeing, our knowing, our connection to higher self. Um, so that's work you might want to be really focusing on this week is like connecting with not necessarily the universe, but your higher self and saying, how do we feel about this? And do we believe this? And, you know, like starting to really formulate our belief systems or and I don't like new vision. Honestly, I don't even think I need to read this card, but it's like that's what we're supposed to be doing this week is envisioning the new. Like what does this look like? We've been leading up to this for many, many weeks, but it's just like making sure you're doing I don't even we won't call it the shadow work, right? I like to just call it the work, right? We just got to make sure we're, when things arise that we are, paying attention and dealing with it because the cards from before at the beginning of the week, it is signs and it is symbols and it is like for lack of a better word, something that triggers you is trying to draw your attention to why you're feeling that way, why that emotion is coming up. So the work is not just bypassing it or shoving it away. I mean, like I don't have time for that. It's like, okay, let's spend 5 minutes. You don't have to spend a whole, like I said, a whole day crying in bed. It might require that. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure if we just start to ask the questions and check off the checklist of like, how do I really feel about this? How do I want, how would I rephrase it to put it into my new belief system? What is my new belief system? Anyway, cool. That's a pretty exciting week. Let's do these cards to sum it up and then we'll do some golden futures and we'll leave it there. I honestly thought this video was going to be way longer with my rant at the beginning, but my rant was only about 11 minutes, which was really funny. I think it actually came up at 11:11 and I laughed. Uh, anyway, I thought it was all right. Anyway, I hope whatever is happening that you're having a good week. Um, it's just about being open and learning and investigating and alchemizing and you know it's what we came here to do. End of the week, we got the death card. I always love this card because it's like there's two or three things, but let me read the bottom first. Death, when it comes up in the tarot to begin with, doesn't necessarily mean death, but it is like this is death of the old so that we can move into the new, right? That burden card, that was the last one. So throwing the heaviness and the weight off of our back and doing it and climbing the mountain on our own because we know how to do it. I surrender my ego and no longer let fear rule my life. I have love, faith, and hope. This is what I was talking about in my rant. Sorry, you can't tell me to go and do that. I'm not doing it right, that I haven't done the work because you don't know me. I know me. I know myself. I've done the work. I've met myself and my higher self. Um, so I have love, faith, and hope. I have light. I have light. I'm in the light. I can send out love and light all I want because I have an understanding that how it works, how it actually works, and how you're trying to trip me up and make me stop from doing that, which isn't going to happen. Things I love about this card. Snake at the bottom. So the past, dove, peace dove at the crown, future, and then the light in the window, right? The new day is dawning. The old way has died. That's kind of cool. Wait, I didn't pick up on that. That was the burden card, but then this. This is the old way. That meme that I saw, that's the old way. The old way of doing things. We do not have to participate in that anymore. Just that guy on your back, gone, done. That's enough. The old ways died. It's done. You can keep clinging on to it, but I wouldn't, right? Would you cling on to something that was old and dead? Yuck. I want new and shiny and bright and pretty and colorful. That's what I want. Anyway, I love when they come together at the end there. Ooh, that one's like, I know exactly what card I think it is too. Yep. Got this before. It's time. It's time. Do you need a symbol? It's happening. It's time. It's time to get going, to start this, this process is already well underway. The new baby is here. The feminine energy is here. Fun. Love it. All right. Yeah, we can't rest on our laurels now because this is in full freaking motion. Okay, let's do just 3 of these. Woo. Cheapers. 3 of these golden futures and we'll leave it there. Oh, we might hang on, we might do 3 Christ consciousness. Okay. So golden futures. First up, travel. Now, look at this card. There's butterfly, there's everything winged and flying, including the spaceships, including floating cities. Find ecological ways to explore the world. I think this is part of like the technology we're going to find coming out. It's maybe not this year. It might take a couple of years. But you are already powerful enough to just travel on your own, right? Used to call it astral traveling, probably still would. My understanding is the majority of the astral realm has been cleaned up, so it is a little safer to travel. But this is just more about like even simplistic ways of just having a meditation and going to places. I've had a couple clients that like they're being called to go to certain ley lines or sites, pyramids, right? It's not a good time to physically travel right now, right? There's a lot going on. There keeps being plane crashes, but there also keeps being like, there's conflict in different places. But anyway, that's beside the point. But like, I truly believe these people are being called to these places. But I think for now, we just need to be like sitting in our own little energy Merkaba and projecting or traveling in a meditation or a journey to those places. So if you can't, I've just told both clients, like, you can't get there, but you can get there in your mind. So work on that a bit. Community life. Looks like Elmora in there. I'd have to read that card. Embrace fifth dimensional society. What is that? We haven't got there yet. We don't know what that is. But this is the thing about this new vision is we're creating that. So again, this is all about meditating and like building the new. Like what do we want to see? What do we want to feel? Yeah. Yeah. We'll get there. Just keep focusing. Again, you can't create this if you're in the dark shadow place. Not gonna happen. We need to come at this from pure golden heart, light, love, energy. Like stay in the light, you guys. Shine your light. Get going. Yeah. Okay. This is also it's leisure and sport, but the true like one of this is it says participate and have fun. That's the other thing. I think as we're doing all this shadow or not shadow, it's stuck in my brain now. We're not having any fun. We're making this process of alchemy and ascension and we're not having any fun with it. It's just like it's a chore, and why do we have to do this? And it's really hard. I'm only saying this because this is what every day I'm just doing this to myself. like, I'm like, it's so hard. It's not. Get going, participate, try to have some fun. Those are the best we can do right now, right? Yeah. I think the key piece is like, don't let them do that to you. Don't let them get your energy down to destroy your belief in yourself. That's none of their freaking business. Anybody's, any soul, even source itself. Even source itself. Okay. Yeah. I didn't really ask a specific question, but this is like, it's still really important. Peace comes up first, which I love. Calm centered, calm mind. It's still important that we're doing these things, right? We're having fun, we're enjoying the process, we're not going into fear. Fear is like, and again, we're not getting tripped or trapped by other things telling us that we should be fearful, right? So peace, I know, sounds like, I know, it's trivia. Peace and love and light. Well, that's what it is. So get used to it. The armor of God comes up. Spiritual protection. The only, yeah, sorry, just gonna come out and say it. We still have to have this because there is lower energy trying to muck about, like really muck about. So it's really important that you like you can wear that armor of God every day when you get up. There's little things on Google that just tell you what to say to put it on. And eventually you'll, or put yourself in your like mirror shield or bubble, whatever, but make sure you're protecting yourself every day so that when something like that comes along, it can trigger you, but in a good way. So like it's not going to spiral you out of control to the point where you're like a puddle on the floor and we're not doing our good work, right? We're not shining our light. So just be wary of that. They're still effing around and finding out, but keep finding out that you have zero power here. And then the lion energy comes up again for us. Lion heart, stand firm. This is about like when we get to that realization of knowing who we are and what we stand for and what we believe and what we're alchemizing and what we're creating, that we just are like, we talked about this last week. This is who I am. And I'm standing firm, and I am standing like that lion is just like, he's not mean, he's not aggressive, he's just standing firm and in protective energy, in light, in who he is, like at the core. Anyway, so that's the read for this week. Lots of stuff there. You might have to go back and watch this one a second time. I might have to watch it. I don't even totally know what I say half the time. But anyway, take care of yourselves this week. Do some good work and don't let anybody trip you up or trap you. Process it as quick as you can in terms of how you feel about it and what it really means. And then get ready to move on because the new day is dawning. Okay? Take care of yourself. Stay in the light and give out as much love and light as possible because we can do that. Nobody can tell us we can't. Nobody can stop us from doing it, and nobody is going to stop us from doing it. So, yeah, we got this, you guys. Don't let the haters hate because they're really low energy. Just like, blah, we don't need them. They're not coming along anyway, so they can't exist in the next frequency. So, mind your own self, right? Okay, take care of yourself, and I love you guys. Take care.